Sarah was a young woman. She was 20 years old. She loved to travel very much. Seeing new places made her happy. Meeting new people made her excited. Since she was a little girl, Sarah had one big dream. She wanted to visit London. When Sarah was a child, she liked to look at maps. She liked to read books about faraway cities. London was always her favorite city. She loved looking at pictures of Big Ben, Tower Bridge, and Buckingham Palace. She dreamed about walking on the streets of London and seeing all these famous places with her own eyes. One day, Sarah was sitting in a small cafe with her best friend Anna. The sun was shining and they were drinking tea. Sarah looked at Anna with a big smile and said, "Anna, I want to go to London. I want to make my dream come true." Anna smiled back. She was always very kind and supportive. She said, "Sarah, you should go. You are young. You love adventure. This is the perfect time for you to explore the world. Don't wait." Sarah felt happy when she heard Anna's words. She felt a little nervous too. Traveling alone was a big step. But Sarah was ready. She wanted to do it. She said to herself, "Yes, I will go to London." That evening, Sarah went home. She sat at her desk. She opened her laptop and took out a notebook. She started to make a plan. She made a list of everything she needed to do. First, she wanted to learn more about London. She read many articles about the city. She watched videos about tourists in London. She wanted to know about the best places to visit. Sarah made a list of places she wanted to see. She wanted to visit Big Ben, Tower Bridge, Buckingham Palace, Hyde Park, the British Museum, and many other places. She was very excited as she wrote each name on her list. Next, Sarah searched for a place to stay. She wanted a safe place. She wanted it to be clean, comfortable, and not too expensive. She looked at many hotels and hostels online. She read reviews and looked at many pictures. Finally, she found a nice hostel in the center of London. It was perfect for her. After that, Sarah checked her passport. It was still valid. She did not need a visa for a short trip to the United Kingdom. To be safe, she made copies of her passport, her flight tickets, and her hostel booking. She wanted to be fully prepared. Sarah also started to think about money. She worked part-time at a bookstore. She had saved money for many months. She wrote down her budget. She planned how much money she would need for her hostel, food, transportation, sightseeing, and shopping. She did not want to carry a lot of cash, so she ordered a travel card. This card worked like a debit card and was safe to use. She also thought about how to stay in touch with her family. She knew that using her phone from home in London would cost a lot of money. So, she decided to buy a local SIM card when she arrived in London. This way, she could use the internet and call her family easily. Sarah wanted to be polite when talking to local people in London. She read about British manners and customs. She learned some useful phrases in British English like, "Excuse me," "Thank you very much," and "Could you help me please?" She also practiced saying some British English words. She wanted to speak clearly and show respect.
As the day of her trip came closer, Sarah became more excited. She also felt a little nervous, but she was ready. She checked her packing list many times. She packed clothes for different kinds of weather, comfortable shoes, toiletries, her passport, flight tickets, hostel booking, travel card, phone, and charger. She also packed a small gift for her new roommates.
The night before her flight, Sarah put her suitcase near the door. She double-checked everything. She could not sleep well that night. Her mind was full of happy thoughts about her trip. In the early morning, Sarah woke up while it was still dark. She got dressed, ate a small breakfast, and picked up her bags. Her parents drove her to the airport. They hugged her tightly and said, "Have a safe trip, Sarah. Call us often. We love you." At the airport, Sarah checked in for her flight. She passed through security and waited at the gate. She sat by the window, looking at the airplanes. Her heart was full of emotions. She felt happy, excited, and a little bit scared. This was her first trip alone. It was her first step toward her big dream. When the airplane took off, Sarah looked out of the window. She saw the ground getting smaller and smaller. She smiled. Her dream was finally starting. She was flying to London. The plane landed in London. Sarah looked out the window and saw the city for the first time. The tall buildings, the wide river, and the busy streets made her feel excited. She could not believe that she was finally here. Her dream had come true. Sarah took a taxi from the airport to her hostel. On the way, she saw many famous places that she had only seen in books and pictures before. She saw the London Eye, the Tower Bridge, and the Houses of Parliament. Everything looked beautiful and new to her. She smiled and felt very happy. When Sarah arrived at the hostel, she checked in and found her room. The room was small but clean and comfortable. She shared the room with two other young women who were also travelers. They introduced themselves and started talking. They came from different countries and shared their travel stories. Sarah felt welcome and was happy to make new friends so quickly. The next morning, Sarah woke up early. She was full of energy and ready to explore the city. She ate breakfast at the hostel. There were other travelers in the dining room. They talked about their plans and gave each other advice about good places to visit in London. Sarah listened carefully and took some notes. After breakfast, Sarah started her first full day of sightseeing. Her first stop was Big Ben. The big clock tower was even more beautiful than she had imagined. She stood in front of it, took many pictures, and listened to the sound of the bells. She felt proud to finally see it with her own eyes. Next, Sarah walked to Tower Bridge. The bridge was very famous. She walked across it slowly, stopping to enjoy the beautiful views of the River Thames. She took more photos and watched the boats pass under the bridge. The city felt alive and exciting. Later, Sarah went to Buckingham Palace. She watched the changing of the guard. The guards wore red uniforms and tall black hats. Many people were there watching the ceremony. Sarah was amazed by the tradition and the beautiful palace. After seeing the palace, Sarah walked to Hyde Park. The park was large and green. Many people were jogging, walking their dogs, or sitting on benches. Sarah found a quiet place and sat down. She enjoyed the fresh air and peaceful atmosphere. She closed her eyes for a moment and felt thankful for this beautiful day. For lunch, Sarah went to a small cafe. She wanted to try a traditional British meal. She ordered fish and chips. The fish was crispy and the chips were hot and tasty. She also had a cup of English tea. She smiled as she tasted the food she had dreamed about for so long. In the afternoon, Sarah visited the British Museum. The building was very big. Inside, she saw many old and interesting things from different countries. She saw Egyptian mummies, ancient statues, and beautiful art. Sarah walked from room to room, learning new things and enjoying the museum. The next day, Sarah went to the London Eye. She bought a ticket and got inside one of the glass capsules. As the giant wheel went up, she could see all of London from above. The view was amazing. She took many pictures to remember this special moment. She felt small but happy while looking at the big city below her. At lunchtime, Sarah visited Covent Garden. It was full of shops, cafes, and street performers. She found a nice place to sit and eat a sandwich with a cup of coffee. She watched musicians and dancers performing for the people. Their talent made her smile and feel part of the city's energy. Sarah wanted to experience more, so she joined a local cooking class. In the class, she learned how to make British food like shepherd's pie and scones. The teacher spoke slowly, which helped Sarah practice her English. She worked together with other students and laughed while cooking. The food tasted delicious, and she felt proud of learning something new. Another day, the hostel offered a short English pronunciation class. Sarah joined it to improve her speaking skills. The British teacher helped the students practice sounds that were hard for them. Sarah tried her best to copy the British accent. Everyone laughed together when they made mistakes, but they learned a lot and had fun. Sarah also practiced English every day while exploring the city. She asked shopkeepers questions, spoke to taxi drivers, and asked for directions in parks. Every conversation helped her feel more confident with her English. She started to enjoy talking to people and learning new words. In the evenings, the hostel organized fun activities. One night, there was a movie night. The travelers watched a British film together. After the movie, they talked about the story and the characters. They helped each other understand new words. It was both fun and a good way to learn English. Day by day, Sarah felt her English improve. She understood more when people spoke. She was able to speak more clearly and with confidence. She felt happy with her progress. She also felt stronger and more independent. She was no longer afraid to speak English. Sarah's adventure in London was going very well. Every day brought something new. She was not only visiting famous places, but also learning, growing, and meeting many new friends. Her dream was becoming a wonderful and unforgettable experience. Sarah's trip was full of wonderful moments, but she also faced some problems. These problems helped her learn important lessons and grow stronger. One day, Sarah was walking in a quiet part of the city. She was looking at the beautiful buildings and forgot to check her map. After some time, she noticed that she did not know where she was. She was lost. For a moment, Sarah felt scared. Everything around her looked unfamiliar. She stopped walking and took a deep breath. She remembered what her parents had told her. Stay calm and ask for help if needed. Sarah saw a kind-looking woman nearby. She walked up to her and said, "Excuse me, I am lost. Can you help me, please?" The woman smiled warmly and gave her clear directions. Sarah followed the directions and soon found her way back to a street she recognized. She thanked the woman and felt proud of herself for staying calm and brave. Another challenge happened on a rainy day. The weather in London can change quickly. Sarah had checked the weather forecast in the morning, but it had not said anything about rain. Suddenly the sky turned dark, and it started to rain heavily. Sarah did not have an umbrella. Soon her clothes were wet and she felt cold. But instead of feeling upset, Sarah looked for a nearby cafe. She found a small, cozy cafe with warm lights and friendly staff. She ordered a cup of hot chocolate and sat by the window, watching the rain fall. The warm drink made her feel better. After a while, the rain stopped, and Sarah continued her adventure with a smile. She learned to always carry an umbrella and to stay positive even when things go wrong. One morning, Sarah had a small accident on the underground train called the Tube. She was in a hurry and left her phone on the train by mistake. When she realized it, she felt very worried. She quickly went to a station staff member and explained what had happened. The staff member was very kind and helpful. He made a call and soon found her phone. Sarah was so happy and thankful. She learned how important it was to stay calm and ask for help from kind people. At first, Sarah also found it hard to use public transportation in London. The buses and trains were very different from the ones in her hometown. A few times, she took the wrong bus and ended up in the wrong place. But each time, she asked people for help and used her map to find the right way. After some days, she became much better at reading maps and using transportation in the city. She felt proud of learning something new. One evening, Sarah wanted to do something different. She joined a ghost tour in London. A guide took the group to old streets and buildings. The guide told scary stories about ghosts and strange things that happened long ago. Sarah felt a little scared, but also excited. She held her jacket tight when the guy spoke in a quiet voice. The dark streets made the stories feel very real. It was a night full of adventure and fun that she would always remember. Another special experience was going to a famous theater in West End. Sarah bought a ticket to watch a play. The theater was beautiful, and many people were there. When the play started, Sarah watched the actors closely. Even though she did not understand every word, she could feel the emotions of the story. The actors were very talented. The play touched her heart, and she felt deeply moved. She realized that art could connect people even when the language is difficult. On a sunny afternoon, Sarah found a small music festival in a park. There were musicians playing, people singing, and many people dancing. The happy music made Sarah want to join. She started to dance and sing with the crowd. She made some new friends who also loved music and traveling. They laughed, danced, and enjoyed the moment together. Sarah felt very happy and free. One evening at the hostel, the staff offered a writing workshop. Sarah joined it. The teacher asked everyone to write short diary entries in English. Sarah wrote about her days in London, her feelings, and her new experiences. The teacher helped them with new words and correct grammar. Sarah enjoyed writing her thoughts in English. She felt that writing helped her understand her feelings better and improved her language skills. During her trip, Sarah also took a day trip to Cambridge. She woke up early and took a train. The ride was short and peaceful. When she arrived, she saw the beautiful university buildings, the old libraries, and the green gardens. She visited the famous Botanic Garden and walked slowly, looking at the colorful flowers. She sat on a bench, breathed in the fresh air, and thought about how much she had learned on this trip. Finally, the day to go home arrived. Sarah packed her suitcase carefully. She checked her passport, tickets, and other important things. She said goodbye to the friendly hostel staff and took a taxi to the airport. On the way, she looked out of the window, trying to remember every part of the city one last time. At the airport, Sarah checked in and waited for her flight. She bought some small souvenirs for her family and friends. When it was time to board, she felt a little sad to leave but also happy to go home and share her stories. On the plane, as London disappeared below, Sarah smiled. She felt proud of herself. She had faced many new experiences, learned new things, and made wonderful memories. When she arrived home, her family was waiting for her. They hugged her and listened to all her stories. Sarah showed them the photos and gifts she brought back. Her parents were very proud of her. Sarah felt thankful for their support. She knew that this trip had changed her. She was now more confident, stronger, and more open to the world. She also knew that this was just the beginning of many more adventures to come. Sarah's story is a beautiful journey of courage, learning, and growth. She started as a young woman with a dream to visit London. From reading maps as a child to sitting on the airplane, she followed her heart and turned her dream into reality. It was not easy, but Sarah took careful steps to prepare. She made plans, saved money, learned about British culture, and practiced her English. Every step made her stronger and more confident. When Sarah arrived in London, everything felt new and exciting. She saw famous places like Big Ben, Tower Bridge, and Buckingham Palace. She enjoyed walking in Hyde Park and visiting the British Museum. Every day brought something special. Sarah also tried local food, such as fish and chips, shepherd's pie, and delicious scones. She met new friends from different countries at the hostel, and they shared stories and laughter together. But Sarah's trip was not always easy. She faced many challenges. She got lost in the city, was caught in the rain, and even lost her phone once. Public transportation confused her, and she had to ask strangers for help. But each time she stayed calm and found a way to solve her problems. She learned that kindness is everywhere, and that asking for help is not a weakness, but a strength. Sarah also experienced many new activities. She joined a cooking class, a pronunciation workshop, and even a ghost tour. She visited a theater in West End and a music festival in the park. She took a trip to Cambridge and enjoyed the peaceful gardens there. Through all these experiences, Sarah's English skills improved a lot. She practiced speaking, listening, reading, and writing every day. In the end, Sarah returned home with a full heart. She had beautiful memories, new friends, and many lessons learned. She was no longer the same person who left home. She was stronger, more independent, and ready for more adventures. The lesson from Sarah's story is simple but powerful. When you follow your dream, face your fears, and stay open to learning, you will grow. Life is full of new experiences waiting for you. Do not let fear stop you. Take small steps, prepare well, and believe in yourself. Congratulations! You have just listened to and understood the full story in English. This means you have improved your English listening and comprehension skills. Great job! Now, here is a small question for you. Where did Sarah go on a day trip outside of London? A. Oxford, B. Cambridge. Please write your answer A or B in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoy this kind of story to practice your English, please support our channel by subscribing. Your support gives us motivation to create more high-quality free content for you. And if you would like to donate, even a small amount can help us continue this work. In the beginning, it is very hard to build this kind of free learning resource, but with your kind help, we can grow and create more helpful stories for you. Thank you so much.